honorable judges, and all of the audiences. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to the judges and the committees and my beloved friends. In this beautiful day and wonderful occasion, I would like to tell my name. My name is Aira Alvia Maharaswati. You can call me Aira, and I am from MCSN 5 now. And today, I will give you a speech with a title, The History That We Kept in the Trivial Museum. But before that, I want to say thanks to the God who gives us mercy and blessings, so we all can be here in the good health. And I also want to say thanks to the judge and the committees who gave me the opportunity to be able to give a speech here. Ladies and gentlemen, history is something that we cannot separate from humans' life, because humans live in the history all of the time. The past, the present, the future. Isn't all that going to be a history someday? And I think history is very important, because the history is full of knowledge. We all here live with what our ancestors once made and thought, and the knowledge is growing and lives along with the history itself. So that's why we must keep our history safe. We must keep it in a safe place where we can always reach and see it. And I guess that's just one of the reasons why museums are made, to make sure that we can protect our history, to make sure that we will never forget about our history. Ladies and gentlemen, if we talk about history, do you know that history, we must keep our history in a museum? And do you know that in our town, Ngawi, there is a museum? Yes, it's called the Trivial Museum. Have you ever been there? Honestly, I think the Trivial Museum is such an interesting place, because not only we can learn more about the human evolution, but there is also an outdoor park where kids and parents can play together. So, in conclusion, not only we can learn about the world's knowledge and the human evolution, but we can also do it in a fun place. And also, do you know that the Trivial Museum is one of the most important museums in Java? The discovery that we count there is even once shocked the world. So, what exactly is the discovery? It is an evidence for the evolution of ancient humans. And I think it isn't very surprising if the Trivial Museum is important, because like I said, we must keep our history safe in a place where we can always reach and see. Ladies and gentlemen, if we want to keep our history safe, we cannot just do it by putting it in a museum, but we have to also do it by putting it in our mind and our heart. But the question is, how? How are we going to put it in our mind and our heart? Well, one way to do it is to learn about our history. But not just the evolution or revolution. We have to also learn about the culture and the religion. Because the culture and the religion is also a part of our history. It's also a part of our life. And I personally think that keeping our history safe is a duty and a job for all of us. Because if it's not from history, then where else? How else are we going to learn about our ancestors? How else are we going to know about Don't you want our next generation to remember us? Don't you want our next generation, our future generation, to be able to learn from our mistakes and our successes? Of course, I think we all here want it, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can catch from what I'm trying to say in my speech. I hope together we can make our history safe. I hope together we can make a better future, a better history for our next generation. My name is Aira Bidang Bahasa Inggris, and I'm from MCSN 5. That's all of my speech. I'm sorry if I make mistakes, and thank you so much for your attention.
Baik, untuk selanjutnya adalah sesi tanya jawab.
Well, thanks for the time. I would like to ask you your full name, please.
My full name is Aira Bidang Bahasa Inggris.
Okay, how do your friends call you?
My friends call me by Aira.
I see. Well, before I go to the next question, I still would like to know a little bit thing about you. Can you please tell me your address?
I live in Penampilan, Ngawi.
I see. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, let me go to the first question. Trinidad Museum.
Yes.
What do you have in your mind about Trinidad Museum?
Well, firstly, I have in my mind, Trinidad Museum is an interesting place because personally, I like to study and I like to learn. Personally, I like to learn about the English and history. And the Trinidad Museum taught many history, especially the human evolution. So, I think the Trinidad Museum is an interesting place to me.
Right. By the way, have you ever been there?
Yes, I have been there when I was little, so that is a field trip or an outbound in my school, and I go there. And what I remember about the Trinidad Museum is a big elephant statue where I was once climbed to with my friends.
I see. If I may know, in what grade were you when you went there?
Maybe the second grade in elementary school or maybe the third. I go there when I was little in elementary school.
I see. Why didn't you go there since then?
Because if I want to go to a maybe tourist place, I go with my family or maybe my friends. But my family and friends didn't go there, so I didn't go there.
I see. Well, I like the way you are answering. Next question. This is our second question. As far as you're concerned about Trinidad Museum,
Yes?
in Ngawi, Trinidad Museum occupies what the season if you rank the total tourism objects in Ngawi. So, in your concern, in your understanding, in your consideration, Trinidad Museum occupies what the season if you make it in rank?
Honestly, I didn't go to many places in Ngawi, but if I have to rate it, maybe I will rate it in the top 3, in the third place.
Why you put it on the top 3?
Because the first rank is I will go to the Penampilan or Finalis because my friends go there a lot with me. And the second I will give to the Jamus speaker because I think it's beautiful and it's near from my house.
Okay. From the top 3,
Yes.
so you place Penampilan on the first, second, or third, I'm sorry?
The Penampilan in the first Jamus Garden in the second.
I see. So the museum would be the last, yeah?
Yeah, betul.
Yeah, I'm in the last of two. Okay. Still next question.
Okay.
Historically, among the top three that you just mentioned, which one is considered to be the most important in the world of history, and I can say as heritage?
I think it's the Penampilan because the Penampilan is heritage from the colonial touch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, do you ever watch on YouTube probably, or read in magazine probably, or watch on television possibly, or maybe see by yourself, I mean? How many visitors, I mean, which of them, three of them, visited by the most visitors as far as you understand?
As far as I understand, when I was a child and I go to the museum, it's not a lot of visitors there. And the last time I went to the museum, there's not a lot of visitors there too. Maybe because it's not a weekends. And when I go to Jamus, surprisingly, there's a lot of visitors there. So I think maybe the Jamus one is the most visited place.
Okay, thank you. Applause for, sorry, Aira, yeah?
Yes, I